Let's talk about the Angelus prayer. The Angelus means angel in Latin, and the Angelus prayer is a prayer designed to commemorate the mystery of the incarnation of Jesus Christ. It also pays homage to Mary's role in salvation history, and it has long been a part of Catholic life. Around the world, 3 times a day, the faithful stop with the words, "The angel of the Lord declared unto Mary," begin this simple yet beautiful prayer. But why do we say the Angelus at all, and what is its meaning? A review of church history shows that this devotion did not just appear one day, but that it has been an ongoing tradition for centuries. Most church historians agree that the Angelus prayer can be traced back to 11th century Italy, where monks said 3 Hail Marys during night prayers, the last bell of the day. Over time, pastors encouraged their Catholic flock to end each day in a similar fashion by saying 3 Hail Marys. In villages, a bell was rung at the close of the day, similar to how a bell is rung after Mass, reminding the laity of this special praying time. This evening devotional practice soon spread to other parts of the world, including England. Toward the end of the 11th century, the Normans invaded and occupied England. In order to ensure control of the populace, the Normans rang a curfew bell at the end of each day to remind the locals to extinguish all fires, get off the streets, and retire to their homes. While not intended to encourage prayer, this bell became associated, nevertheless, with evening prayer time, which included saying the Hail Mary. Once the curfew requirement ended, the bell continued to be rung at the close of each day, and the term curfew bell was widely spread, although in some areas it was known as the Ave or Gabriel bell. Around 1323, the Bishop of Winchester, England, and future Archbishop of Canterbury, Bishop John Stratford, encouraged those of his diocese to pray the Hail Mary in the evening, writing, "We exhort you every day, when you hear 3 short interrupted pearls at the bell at the beginning of the curfew, kneeling wherever you be, angelic salutation 3 times at sunrise throughout the country," and he asked the laity to pray 5 Our Fathers and 7 Hail Marys every day. In 1456, Pope Calixtus III directed the ringing of church bells every day at noon to encourage Catholics to pray at least 3 Hail Marys. He specifically encouraged individuals to pray for peace in the 15th century during time of war. The bell rung at noontime soon became known as the Peace Bell or the Turkish Bell. In 1481, Pope Sixtus was petitioned by Queen Elizabeth of England to grant indulgences for those who said at least 1 Hail Mary at 6 a.m., noon, and at 6 p.m. The Noontime Angelus devotion seems to have derived from the long-standing practice of meditating and praying on our Lord's Passion at midday each Friday. In 1456, Pope Calixtus III directed the ringing of church bells every day at noon and that Catholics pray 3 Hail Marys. Pope solicited the faithful to use the noonday prayer to pray for peace in the 15th century. The bell rung at noontime then became known as the Peace Bell or the Turkish Bell. In 1481, Pope Sixtus VI was positioned by Queen Elizabeth of England to grant indulgences for those who said at least 1 Hail Mary at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. There is evidence that a bell was rung at those times. By the end of the 16th century, the Angelus prayer became what is known